Hello and welcome, all friends and devotees of yoga and Buddhism. Today is Sunday, June the 16th, 2019. And I'm just going to continue with my lectures on wisdom, the wisdom of Grandmaster Singyung. For those of you who are new to my lecture series, Grandmaster Singyung, again, is the founder of the Fo Guangshang, which is one of the largest Buddhist organizations in the world. He's a man of great achievement, tremendously great achievement. He's written over 100 books, built universities all over the world, hundreds of temples. Master Singyung is certainly a man of great honor, great respect, and stature. And I would like to go through some of his wisdom and make comments on this wisdom as a way to teach you, my students, the fundamentals of Buddhism, of Buddhist wisdom and reflection and meditation. From Venerable Master Singyung, let's look at this oracle wisdom resource. We all are allotted 24 hours each and every day. For some of us, there are happy hours, while others find them quite bitter. Why do different people experience different feelings? The reason lies mainly in the diversity of attitudes we have towards life. The diversity of attitudes we have towards life. Consequently, how we deal with life becomes an important issue. Here are 4 suggestions for you to consider. 4 suggestions for you to consider. These are the things I call the 4 golden keys from the Grandmaster Singyung. Okay? 4 golden keys. 1. Students, I told you guys, always have pen and paper ready. Anytime you come to listen to my lectures, you want to always have pen and paper ready so you can jot down notes. This is wisdom. You want to take down some important points of wisdom, some important notes that will be useful. We are like sowing seeds. When you plant the orange seed, you get your oranges after a couple of years, but you have to plant the seeds. So that's how wisdom is. It doesn't come overnight. Wisdom comes with time. You just sow the seeds. As you plant the seeds, it goes into your mind, and then it digests, and then it becomes a part of you, and then it propels you to successful living, which is your goal in life. Okay? So let's pay attention to wisdom. Let's write out what we can write out. Jot down the points, the key points, and let's digest these key points into our minds when we do our meditation practice. As we reflect and meditate on wisdom, let's get the points of wisdom. Okay? Never be attached to nor removed from affection. People often wonder by what means we come into this world. People often wonder by what means we come into this world, right? The answer is that we arrive as a result of emotion, especially love. We are all created from love. Okay? In Buddhism, human beings are often referred to as sentient beings, and as such, are creatures of affection. Therefore, no one leads a life devoid of feelings. Nevertheless, we must strive to be neither attached nor indifferent when handling our feelings. This is the middle path. We should not be trapped by affection, nor should we disregard emotion. The best path is to transform our affection for a few into kindness and compassion for all living beings. 2. The second golden key from the Grandmaster Singyung. Neither cast away nor cling to the 5 desires: wealth, beauty, fame, food, and sleep are the 5 basic kinds of human desires. We cannot discard them completely, nor should we indulge in them. The best way is neither to cast them away nor to crave them. The layman Vimalakirti set a good example for us. He led a householder's life without clinging to the 3 realms of desire, form, and formlessness. He was married, yet always carried on his Buddhist practice. The middle path is the proper way of dealing with the 5 desires. 3. Neither detest nor make demands of the world. Life brings not only times of felicity, but also times of misfortune. No matter how bitter or happy these times are, we should remain composed and live according to the circumstances. We should not adopt the escapist frame of mind of pessimism and abhorrence towards the world. Nor should we make unreasonable demands, such as wanting to live forever. 4. That's the 4th golden key from Grandmaster Singyung. Neither be afraid of nor deluded by life and death. Someone once said that human life is like a battlefield, and in the journey of life there are many barriers through which we must pass. There are the barriers of fame, fortune, life, and death. Every obstacle is difficult to overcome. When faced with the greatest of all hurdles, of course, is death, right? When faced with this greatest of all hurdles, some people become frightened, scared, okay, and confused. They do not understand the truth of existence, that life and death are, in reality, not different from each other. When we understand the meaning of life and death, we no longer need to be afraid or deluded. It is at this point that our lives can be truly carefree. Master Singyung concludes. These are very brilliant writings. I want you to have your pen and paper ready, handy, and you should be jotting notes as we go along, right? How can we lead a carefree life, folks? Okay? Neither be attached to nor removed from affection. Neither be attached to nor removed from affection. Neither cast away nor cling to the 5 desires. That's 2. Then 3, neither detest nor make demands of the world. And finally 4, neither be afraid of nor deluded by life and death. I'll go through them again. These are your 4 golden keys. 1, neither be attached to nor remove from affection. Neither be attached to nor remove from affection. 2, neither cast away nor cling to the 5 desires. The 3rd golden key, neither detest nor make demands of the world. Do not detest the world. Do not expect anything from the world. Okay? Get things from yourself. Great. Get things from your own self. Finally, 4, neither be afraid of nor deluded by life and death. This comes from the Buddhist reflection on the realness of life. King Solomon says in the Bible, vanity of vanity, all is vanity. It's empty. It's an empty world. It's not real. The Buddha says it's unreal. It's empty. Okay? So that's why he's telling you, neither be afraid of nor deluded by life and death. Because what is life? What is death? Life and death, do they really exist? The life is a little better than a dream state. So when you see life as a dream state, you are no longer very attached to all these things. Life, what do you mean by life? What do you mean by death? Where is the reality? Is it real? Those who lived 500 years ago, where are they? So that's why the Buddha looks at the life as a kind of dream state. It's not a very real state. It's not real and it's not unreal. So you just look at it, it's like something that is related to a dream you have in the night. That's what life is. So you should not get too attached to it. You should function in it. You should perform in it. You should be successful in it. But you should not perish in it. Don't get yourself too connected, too tied up to it. Because you should be distant, separated from it. You live in it, but at the same time, you should not be glued to it because it's like a dream state. So you should look at it the way you watch a movie. Go to a movie theater, you watch a movie. You should look at this life the way you watch a movie. You should see the pictures pass, see all the events pass. Don't get too attached to it. Too much of anything is bad. This is the wisdom. They say a word is enough for the wise. Namo Amitofo.